Girls of Reddit. What is something guys do that they think is attractive but really isn't? Bragging about how many girls they get. Most of the time they're making it up as well. Hell, even as a straight guy, hearing another guy brag about that sort of thing makes me think he sees women as sex objects rather than people. Talk over people in a group and always try to be the loudest, most dominant person in conversation. It makes you look like a rude a-hole. Facts. It makes me cringe seeing my friends act totally different around a girl. Speaking to me in an unbroken monologue full of humbler brags. Or just open bragging, usually exaggerating, about their lives and accomplishments. This one is probably the saddest to me, because most guys only do that if they're incredibly insecure about themselves. Beaching about their ex. Unattractive and a huge red flag. But she was crazy. And I need to tell you in explicit detail how to avoid becoming like her so I won't resent you too. S. Wearing too much cologne. If I can smell you from across the room, you're doing it wrong. It should act as a small enhancer of your natural smell, so that if someone does get close to you they won't have to hold their breath. Cologne should be discovered, not announced. Random Redditor. Trying to go for the male feminist award and really over-egging it. I don't want to hear your 20-minute ramble about how you are so woke. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Exactly. Don't sit around talking about what a feminist you are. Just genuinely treat women with respect and you're good to go. Also, treating women with respect does not mean you have to be a nice guy. Really hope showing off your Pokemon card collection isn't posted. That's like my #1 move. It's super effective. Being overly sarcastic when flirting gets old fast. So does turning everything into an innuendo. Makes me not wanna talk to or around you even if I liked you before. The whole bragging about their physical prowess. I always feel that if you're confident in your physicality, you don't need to brag. Also, if you punched another dude, save for self-defense. Of course. That's just being an a-hole. We call that banging the drum in our house. The more you have to tell me how strong you are, how manly, amazing, dominant, virile, or anything else you are, the less we believe you don't bang the drum. If it is true, other people will bang it for you. Bragging about how honest and nice they are in general. Guys, we will know if you are a good man or not. We don't need you reminding us 24/7. Actions speak louder than words. That constipated, brow furrow, smirk look they do with their face on all their photos. I always knew that duck face had its male counterpart. A word for this would be nice. Buck face maybe? Insulting you. Ha ha ha. You're so funny. I like to banter. Some ladies banter back and it's a lot of fun. But some ladies don't. And they think I'm just being a jerk and I feel bad, but then there is no going back. IDK if this is just me. But when dudes wear their pants below their asses, I feel like it defeats the purpose of pants. That's a really good point. If your pants are hanging past your ass, you might as well just be wearing leg warmers. I've had more than one guy lift me, pick me up to show me how strong they are. Do not like. Same. It's definitely a great way to make a woman feel not safe hanging out with you anymore. Obnoxiously revving the engine of their 2005 Toyota Corolla. Ah shit. That's the exact car I drive, haha. Sending dong pics. Check your inbox. Catcalling. I really don't get what men think is appealing about this. Anytime I've been catcalled by a strange man, I'm immediately alarmed and put on guard. A catcall is never followed by genuine interest in me as a person. It's always crude comments about my body or leering looks. It feels aggressive and threatening. Being an alpha male. You just look like an a-hole and jerk. People really have no idea what an alpha male is, just act like you normally do so you don't look like an ass. Making your voice deeper when you're around us. You sound like a fool. Please stop. Edit. I mean on purpose. Calm down people. I'm Batman. Let's see. Grabbing my arm without warning, or even a hint, to drag me to the dance floor. I wasn't impressed or bemused, nor do I appreciate being treated like I just walked into a cheesy 80s music video. Coming up to me for small talk when I was at a bar and reading a menu. Then snatching the menu out of my hands. Guy then went on to repeat himself as if he was the most important thing of my day. This happened to a few friends of mine. Guys have followed them home, as if we lived in a universe where there are no such things as movies like Halloween or Silence of the Lambs. Follow them to work. Ask intrusive questions about their boyfriends, husbands, fiancés, and one guy literally asked a friend of mine, "If you and your boyfriend walk into an alleyway at night and I beat him up, what would you do?" Basically, any of the above. What the actual duck on that last one? Neither myself nor any other dude I've even held a conversation with would do that. Do people actually do that? I'm a petite woman. So a lot of guys do this weird thing where they essentially infantilize me and try and mentor me. It's so incredibly frustrating. Because everything you say turns into some life lesson because a dude is trying to flex on some wisdom he doesn't follow himself. I think they think it shows an intelligent and sensitive dude. But all it tells me is you see a small woman and immediately assume she's an imbecile. And then I hate the look of surprise in their face when I present my own intelligence and autonomy. Watched a documentary on a brothel somewhere. And one of the ladies was petite and young looking. When asked how many of her customers she suspected to be pedophiles, she said all of them. Must be creepy at times. To be a petite woman. Trying to be sexy. There's been a few times where a dude will look at me and sexually bite or lick his lips and then wink at me. It's so creepy and weird to me. Loud cars. What about a perfectly executed handbrake drift? That impresses girls, right? When I tell you a problem, say something that's upsetting me, and you go to great lengths to explain why I shouldn't be upset, explain all the things I should do. Sometimes we just need to be comforted. I learned this a long time ago. But boy was I late to the party. My mind, and I suspect the minds of many men, has a tendency to operate in a find problem, fix problem way, and doesn't leave a lot of room for emotion or empathy immediately when presented with a problem. I had to learn how to be more empathetic my entire life. I'm still learning. Driving fast and recklessly when I'm in the car. You're not making me think you're cool. You're making me feel unsafe and that I can't trust you. Pretty much all of the things they answer for most spontaneous thing I've ever done on dating apps. Real examples I've seen. Jumped off a cliff and broke my spine. Quit my stable job. Friends. Family. And lease behind and left the next day to travel halfway across the world and start a new life. Ye sounds like an intelligent and stable prospect for a life partner. Not for me. But maybe some other women like reckless impulsivity. Quit my job after thinking about it for a day. After getting a much better offer. And having a 12-month emergency fund. Shit. That's legitimately the riskiest thing I did in 2019. Obviously I need a manic pixie dream girl. Brag about how masculine they are and show an excess of confidence. Once a guy I was talking to got very angry when I called him cute, and he gave me a 1+ hour talk about how to call cute a man goes against his masculinity and how it's a weakness sign. Jerk. This is where I'd say, AWW. Your little tantrum is so cute. 2. You're just so adorable. Then just sit back and watch him twitch. Sagging their pants. Hear me out, boys. It's not as attractive as you think. We don't want to see your underwear. Dong pics. Okay. I'm not attracted to guys. But in my school there are guys that legit bully other girls because they are attracted to them. They think that acting like they are ghetto and gangster is hot. None of the girls like it. Growing up, girls were always told if a boy is being mean to you or picking on you, that means he likes you. Really? BC, now I sure as shit don't like him. It is so unattractive when they try to hold hands before joining our cult. The whole not crying or showing emotions thing. I really prefer guys who are able to be sad and express their sadness to me over guys who pretend not to have feelings just to be the alpha male. Explaining the simplest of things as if the woman has specifically asked teach me like I'm 5. Depending on the context. Men will do this to other men too. It's not a mansplaining thing so much as I don't know how much of this you know. So I'll start from the top thing. When guys bite their lips in selfies, there's nothing sexy about chewing your bottom lip. LMAO. There are actually guys doing this? It. Show. Don't tell. Basically don't be a braggart. Tell women you're a feminist and then explain feminism to them. Using cheap, heavily scented products, Axe, Old Spice, etc. It just smells like chemicals to me. There's a girl at work who will open my armpit and smell down my sleeves because she likes the smell of my Old Spice deodorant a lot. So I'm not sure about this one. Doing things or using certain styles of storytelling, for example, one-upping without acknowledging what was just said, that show they need to be the center of attention all of the time. On the other hand, a guy that can bring others into a conversation who aren't in the spotlight for whatever reason is very, very thoughtful, aka hot. That weird smoldering head down but eyes up and looking like they smell gas but not frowning, and pretending to wash their hands photos on Tinder. Don't mind me. Just a guy checking in to confirm handbrake turns aren't mentioned. Dropping their weights on purpose at the gym. It's distracting, damaging to equipment, and not impressing anyone who seriously works. Yeah, I do none of these things. It makes two of us. But seriously, some of that stuff. Following us. Or being like super into us when we have expressed zero interest and actually discouraged you. Like don't do that. Is creepy and scary as hell. Trying to act like unnatural. Like. Not like themselves. We can see it when you try too much or if you pretend not to care to act cool, or I don't know. Like ignoring someone to feel superior. I understand the difference between being busy and just wanting to make the other feel like you don't care about them. Because you read in a book that girls like a hole. They don't. Caring is priceless. But again, when you push it to the point where you look needy, that's wrong. Girls don't like a-holes and neither slaves. They like people who know what they want and what they are. That are not afraid to set their foot down when something don't goes their way. Diplomate and respected. You don't have to lower others to feel superior or try to act cool. It actually shows us that your self-esteem isn't very high. Neither have to always say sorry. Or remind us of how bad you are at. Believe in yourself on both way. The things we like is someone who can make compromises but won't change what they are just to please us. Making compromises and changing is two different things. You can love without losing yourself. And you can care without having to feel like you're losing. Love affection isn't about ego. Neither about worshipping. That first paragraph is what happened when you tell dudes who never have had a girlfriend to be confident. Guys, I'm begging you to stop doing this. Stop the whole haha I think you're ugly, no I totally don't like you and 1 second being into me then poof. You don't. The whole hot and warm thing. And denying your feelings because you're scared then insulting me to show me that you're not into me. You're just making me insecure. They think it makes them tough or hotter. Yelling and being loud in gym. We get it, you're mad, so stop screaming and punching the wall and play the game. Only talking about other women to make me jealous. It's so confusing. Dude, just put in the work and talk to me to make me interested instead of hoping that I'm a jealous person who will become interested just because there are other people in your life. Driving fast with one hand on the wheel. Like. Dude. I can't focus on how hot you think it is when I'm fearing for my life. Edit. Okay. Apparently some people need clarification. I mean driving so fast that the driver is weaving through traffic. Just drive safely and comfortably. That's all I'm asking of you. Can't trust someone who needs 2 hands at normal speeds. Showing off their money. If you think I'm impressed because you bought me something, I'm not. Dated a guy who couldn't afford to take me out and always insisted on paying the bill. It came out long into the relationship one day when he blew up at me saying that I never offered to pay when we went out. I stopped offering because he refused each time. Had he told me he couldn't afford it, the conversation would have been, "Don't worry. It's on me." I had no idea he had money problems because he was pretended he could pay when he couldn't. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can watch together.